was Indiana's rising stars who poured gasoline all over the court and set Chicago's reputation on fire.
Money Mitch put him in a ditch, and Michaela Timpson treating the Chicago Sky like a bunch of Simpsons.
And what's more brutal than getting crushed by one superstar? Getting outclassed by the entire lineup, even the new and lesser-known names. That's exactly what happened. No Angel Reese, no Caitlin Clark, and yet Chicago still looked like a junior varsity team trying to survive a varsity onslaught. Let's start with Michaela Timpson, a name not yet known by casual fans. But after this performance, she deserves every bit of recognition. Timpson didn't just play well, she played with fire.
Michaela Timpson continues to show every time you put her in the game, every time you give her some actual quality minutes, she will not disappoint. And today,
signing autographs. Look at these fans.
Signing 200+ autographs, taking over Angel Reese's home court, and watching the Fever dominate the Sky. If you stand with Caitlin, drop a 100% in the comments right now.
Caitlin Clark, in general, so popular.
Clark has firmly established herself as the biggest name in the WNBA.
Caitlin Clark, she's going to play for 10 years. You got 10 years of price. This is the worst she's ever going to be. So I think they have all the leverage, or most of the leverage.
The Indiana Fever didn't just win, they made a statement. Rolling into Chicago without their biggest star, Caitlin Clark.
Indiana Fever just put hands and feet on the Chicago Sky, who continue to be the gum on the bottom of
on a 7-day contract, and instantly proving why she deserves more. With the poise of a veteran and the confidence of someone who'd been waiting for this moment, BB stepped in and delivered immediately. 2 quick threes, 1 catch and shoot, 1 pull-up.
Chloe Bibby, who came into the game, hit back-to-back threes, pull-up, bang, catch and shoot, bang.
And just like that, she had 8 points in under 12 minutes.
Chloe Bibby, who makes her debut with the Fever in limited minutes. In 11 minutes, 8 points for Chloe Bibby, 2 of 4 from 3.
She spaced the floor, kept defenders honest, and played her role to perfection. Caitlin Clark, sitting on the bench, leapt up to cheer when Bibby scored. The entire bench erupted.
Caitlin Clark's reaction to Chloe Bibby's
gives it up, Chloe Bibby. The shoe of the league.
The expectation was uncertainty, but what happened instead was a performance so commanding, so energizing.
Caitlin Clark's out. Beyond that, you know, the Sky were there, and Reese was there, and the Fever spanked them.
It felt like a message was being sent across the entire league.
The Indiana Fever are a better team than the Chicago Sky. Fever spank them every time they play.
We're not just Caitlin Clark. We're a team built to dominate. And that domination started the moment they stepped into the United Center. From the opening minutes, you could feel the shift. The Chicago Sky, already missing Angel Reese and Haley Van Lith, looked like a team scrambling for answers.
Sky really decimated by injuries, to be fair. Rachel Banham carrying the slack a lot for them. But Caitlin Clark's still out for the Fever.
They came out ready to play. I think they had like 9 turnovers in like the first quarter or something like that. Defensively, we did the job.
The Fever exploited every mistake and converted them into points with ease.
And Rachel Banham, she was going absolutely nuts out there. 26 points, shots 8 of 15 from the floor, 6 of 11 from the 3, took care of the line, 5 assists, had 7 turnovers. They don't necessarily have a point guard, man.
Ariel McDonald pressured ball handlers. Michaela Timpson disrupted passing lanes. Even Chloe Bibby, who had barely just joined the team, came in like she'd been there all season, hitting back-to-back threes and helping stretch the floor. Every single Fever player looked locked in. Every Sky player looked lost. And you know what made it worse? The crowd. It wasn't behind Chicago. It was behind Caitlin Clark. And she wasn't even in uniform.
And once again, the Fever spanked the Sky.
Meanwhile, the Fever came out poised, aggressive, and laser-focused. Despite Caitlin Clark being sidelined, her presence never left the building. Before the game even tipped off, she had already signed over 200 autographs, spending nearly 20 minutes working through a sea of fans.
Caitlin Clark spent 20 minutes signing autographs. She made her way 2/3 of the arena.
Most of whom weren't even wearing Sky jerseys. The crowd, loud, energized, mostly Fever faithful.
There were as many Fever fans as there were Sky fans. There are hundreds of fans that were there to see Caitlin Clark.
This was supposed to be Angel Reese's arena, but Caitlin Clark turned it into her own.
Caitlin Clark right here signing autographs. Look at these fans. Are you kidding?
Comparing her to Inspector Gadget. Every time you thought she'd reached her limit, she'd stretch just a bit more and make another ridiculous play. And it wasn't just flash. It was smart, disciplined basketball. Timpson's defense shut down the paint. Camila Cardoso, a towering figure for Chicago, was rendered useless in the second half. Whatever damage she did early, Timpson erased it. Cardoso finished with 5 turnovers and disappeared when it mattered most.
AB, shut it down. Shut it down. Cardoso was a non-factor offensively in that second half. Non-factor.
Her body was on the floor, but her mind looked checked out, and Timpson took full advantage.
Kelsey Mitchell and Aaliyah Boston and Michaela Timpson really put in the work today.
But the breakout performances didn't end there. Enter Chloe Beebe, the Fever's newest signing, brought in
Me.
Here's Caitlin Clark signing autographs for 2 minutes, 20 seconds. There are literally, people are showing up just to witness Caitlin Clark. It's like she's the damn Beatles.
Walk into your trap, take over your trap. Wasn't just a tweet, it was reality. The Fever set the tone early. Kelsey Mitchell came out firing, drilling shot after shot like it was target practice.
Kelsey Mitchell, 7 for 10 from the three-point line off the start, 8 points quick. You knew, oh, Kelsey Mitchell's hot today.
This was the Kelsey Pistol Mitchell show. She lit them up. I mean, she was on fire.
She dropped 13 points in the first quarter alone.
Kelsey Mitchell with the amazing game, man. 35.6 assists, 3 steals, and 7 threes.
Matching the entire Chicago Sky's scoring output in that frame.
Kelsey Mitchell, get this, folks. 13 points in the first quarter. The Sky scored.
Today, Michaela Timpson had her best game as a WNBA player.
With fury, with something to prove, she was everywhere. Grabbing rebounds above the rim, deflecting passes, forcing steals, bullying defenders in the paint, and scoring with precision. She dropped 14 points on 6 of 8 shooting, added 4 rebounds, 3 steals.
Some big minutes from Michaela Timpson in this one. 14 points, 3 steals.
14 points, 3 steals, 1 assist, 4 rebounds.
And brought an energy that left Chicago rattled. One play in particular summed it all up. She rose up and grabbed a rebound straight off the rim in midair. No bounce, something you rarely see in the WNBA. That kind of athleticism stood out like a rocket in a cloudy sky. She was so explosive and agile. People were...
Look, she is just such a fun player to watch. Obviously, you know, somebody who gets to shine even more. It's not like she didn't shine next to Clark, but, you know, has to carry the offensive and scoring load in Caitlin Clark's absence. And big shot after big shot, she was absolutely cooking.
That's efficiency you rarely see even from the league's best. And it wasn't just how many points she scored. It was how she scored them. Step-back threes, pull-up jumpers, slithering drives through the paint. She had the sky spinning, and somehow they did nothing to stop it. No traps, no doubles, no adjustments. They guarded her like she was any other player, and she made them pay, over and over and over. Every time the sky showed a flicker of life, Mitchell extinguished it. In the fourth quarter, when Chicago cut the lead to single digits, she came off a deflected pass and nailed a cold-blooded 3. Just like that, momentum gone. You could see the frustration.
13 points in the first quarter. She literally matched the entire Chicago Sky team in quarter one, and this still was a game with 3 minutes left, 2 minutes left in the game. It was still a game.
That wasn't just dominance, that was embarrassment. Mitchell wasn't just hot, she was untouchable, reading Chicago's defense like a book and punishing every misstep. Chicago tried to respond. They pushed back late in the game and cut the lead to single digits with just over 2 minutes left. But the Fever didn't flinch. Without their floor, General Caitlin Clark, it was Kelsey Mitchell who stepped up, silencing the comeback attempt with clutch shot after clutch shot.
Kelsey Mitchell says, slow your roll. slow down there. You thought you were gonna come back and no, you're.
Without Caitlin Clark, Indiana still dominated. Without Angel Reese, Chicago crumbled. And when you compare those outcomes side by side, the difference is night and day. One team is rising, with or without their star. The other spiraling and dragging their stars down with them. At this point, the Chicago Sky aren't just losing games. They're losing control of their identity. And watching Caitlin Clark command the crowd from the sidelines only made the humiliation sting deeper.
The third week in August as a realistic time frame for Clark to get back in practice, get back in a rhythm, get back out there with her teammates, and get back ramped up.
If the first two acts of this beatdown weren't already enough, the final blow came from where Chicago least expected it, the rest of Indiana's roster. Because while Kelsey Mitchell lit the match, it was like they had something to prove, and they did. They showed they can win without their star. They showed depth. They showed fire.
Fever are starting to really find their stride. They're really starting to find their stride. Obviously, they're able to get into a little bit of a rhythm without Caitlin Clark.
And they showed Chicago, and Angel Reese, even in her absence, that this isn't their moment. This belongs to Caitlin Clark and the team that's riding her wave. When a team can walk into enemy territory without its leader, command the court, control the crowd, and leave with a double-digit win, that's not just a win, that's a takeover.
Looks like the Fever finally going to put the Chicago Sky away. 29 seconds left. It is 93-78.
This wasn't just a loss for the Chicago Sky. It was a full-blown embarrassment, a humiliation, a collapse that happened in their own form. That's what makes this loss so devastating for the Sky. They didn't just get beat. They got beat while their arena cheered for the opposing team's injured star. That is psychological warfare. That is complete collapse. Angel Reese might not have played, but her absence only amplified the pressure.
Fever finally put the Chicago Sky away.
Just put hands and feet on the Chicago Sky.
Fever spank them every time they play. Indiana Fever are a better team than the Chicago Sky.
Chicago Sky, they were overmatched.
The team that was supposed to represent her, the one built around her name and her image, just got stomped. There was no spark, no grit, no identity. It's as if the moment they realized Caitlin Clark was in the building, they folded. Whether it's fear, pressure, or just plain dysfunction, it showed, and the Fever capitalized. This wasn't just a regular season win, it was a message. Meanwhile, Kelsey Mitchell played like she had a personal vendetta against the entire Sky roster. And maybe she did. With Caitlin Clark out, Mitchell stepped up not just as a scorer, but as the heart and soul of this Fever squad.
Watch these screens.
Coming off the screen by Aaliyah Boston, and Kelsey Mitchell just get a little hop into her shot, drains it with that side rotation, and then here, how many times have we seen her snake a screen today? Out of it, whether it's getting right to the...
I want you to think about the way Aaliyah set screens for Caitlin. Olay, immediate call for the ball, Caitlin double team. And when I say Olay, I'm talking about, like, for those that don't know, like a matador.
She finished with 35 points on an absurd 12 of 19 from the field and a scorching 7 of 10 from three-point range.
35 points.